On March 24, 1603, Queen Elizabeth I of England died. As she had no heir, King James VI of Scotland became King James I of England. For the first time in history, England and Scotland were united under one monarch. This marked the beginning of the Stuart dynasty, a turning point for British history. James I believed in the divine right of kings and sought to strengthen absolute monarchy. This led to rising tensions between the Crown and Parliament. That tension would eventually erupt into the English Civil War. Elizabeth's death wasn't just the end of a queen. It was the start of a new political era in Britain. On March 24, 1603, Tokugawa Ieyasu was appointed shogun by Emperor Go-Yozei. He founded the Edo shogunate. This marked the end of Japan's century-long civil war, the Sengoku period. It began the peaceful Edo period lasting over 260 years. The shogunate's strong centralized feudal system fostered social stability. It also promoted economic stability. Unique cultural expressions like kabuki and ukiyo-e flourished. It also introduced isolationist policies, shaping Japan's distinctive culture. Treaty of Rome and Europe's big shift. On March 25, 1957, 6 European nations signed a treaty in Rome. Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands laid the foundation of the European Economic Community, EEC, also called the EC. This treaty promised free movement of goods, people, and capital, marking the beginning of Europe's economic integration. Soon, countries like Denmark, Ireland, and the UK joined the EC. In 1993, it officially became the European Union, EU. This union brought peace to a continent torn by wars. It turned Europe into a global economic powerhouse. From war to cooperation, it all began, today, in Rome. On March 26, 1169, Saladin became the Emir of Egypt, changing the course of history. He seized power under the Shia Fatimid dynasty and transitioned Egypt to Sunni rule. This marked the beginning of uniting the once divided Islamic world. Saladin expanded his power across Egypt, Syria, and Arabia, forming a single, powerful force against the Crusaders. Until then, Crusaders thrived on Muslim disunity. But now, the tide was turning. From here, the road to the Battle of Hattin and the retaking of Jerusalem began. On March 27, 1625, Charles I of England was crowned king. But this day held more meaning than a simple succession to the throne. It marked the beginning of a great upheaval in British political history. Charles I firmly believed in the divine right of kings, the idea that royal authority comes from God. This belief soon led to direct conflict with a parliament seeking to limit his power. He tried to rule the country independently and collect taxes without Parliament's consent. He even dissolved Parliament by force. These actions stirred resentment among the people and deepened the conflict. Religious tensions also added fuel to the fire. His Catholic queen and support for the Church of England angered Puritans, driving religious and political tensions toward the brink. Eventually, Charles I's rule led to the English Civil War in 1642, and he met an unprecedented fate for a king, execution in 1649. His downfall was both a national tragedy and a major turning point toward constitutional monarchy in Britain. March 27, 1625, marked both the peak of royal authority and the beginning of its collapse. That day's events had a lasting impact on the future of British democracy. This has been, Today in History, the story of Charles I's coronation in 1625. On March 28, 1876, Japan's Meiji government issued the Heitori Edict. This law banned samurai from carrying swords, ending their centuries-old privilege. Swords once meant honor and authority, but now, all were equal citizens under law. Japan replaced samurai rule with modern police and a Western-style army. Many samurai resisted, even rebelling, but were crushed by force. The Heitori wasn't just about weapons, it marked the collapse of feudalism and the birth of modern Japan. This day signaled the official end of the samurai era. March 29, 1461, Easter Sunday. 15th century England. Two noble houses shed blood for the throne. One was the House of York, the White Rose. The other, the House of Lancaster, the Red Rose. The battle took place in the village of Towton, Yorkshire. Up to 70,000 soldiers clashed on this field. This war, called the Wars of the Roses, shook England for over 30 years. The Yorkists aimed to crown Edward, son of Richard, Duke of York. The Lancastrians fought to protect the throne of Henry VI. But Henry was mentally unstable, and real power lay with Queen Margaret. The battle lasted more than 10 hours. The result, an overwhelming victory for the Yorkists. Edward was crowned Edward IV, beginning York's golden age. Henry VI fled to Scotland, and the Lancastrian power collapsed. The Battle of Towton was not just a battle, but a turning point in English civil war. Edward IV's rise marked the peak of Yorkist power. But England's civil war was far from over. March 30, 1856. The Treaty of Paris ends the Crimean War. Russia's push into the Black Sea is stopped. But this isn't peace, it's a pause. Russia starts internal reforms, hungry for redemption. Sardinia rides the moment toward Italian unification. France tightens its diplomatic grip. The Ottoman Empire is protected, on paper. This treaty silenced cannons, but planted seeds of nationalism, rivalry, and future wars. The Treaty of Paris didn't just end a war, it redrew the future. On March 31, 1889, the Eiffel Tower was officially completed in Paris. Built to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution, it was once called an eyesore. But today, it's one of the world's most iconic landmarks. At 300 meters tall, it was a groundbreaking structure of its time. Gustave Eiffel pushed forward with his vision, and now, over 7 million people visit it every year. The Eiffel Tower was born on March 31,